In this video, we're going to be talking about some key exercises that you can do to warm up, stay fit, and injury-free for rock climbing. They're super easy, and I really think that you're going to want to see this.
Welcome to the Climber Dad channel. Today I'm sitting down with Charlie from Prime Fitness. Charlie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Went to Bryan College and got a degree in exercise science, and from there,
A bachelor's degree, right?
Yeah.
This isn't just like a 6-month
online course. Yeah.
Online course. This is a legit bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
In working out and how to take care of your body.
Yeah. So studied the depths of that, and have been back here in Clarksville for the past 4-ish years, working at Prime and coaching sessions, learning how to run a business.
So if you guys want to find out more about his business, I'm going to throw a link to his website down in the description below. What is one of the best things that you can do before you jump on the wall, before you start your physical exercise?
Yeah, a Spider-Man with a reach is an exercise that we do a lot at Prime Fitness. And it's a hip mobility focus drill, but also will require stability through your core, through your shoulders, and even some mobility through your thoracic spine, which is that mid-back that often it gets super tight if we're doing lots of pulling and not properly stretching out.
Okay, so walk us through.
Yeah, so you'd start in a high plank or like a push-up position. And from there, you're gonna bring one foot up next to your hand, putting your heel on the ground. Taking the hand next to your foot, will rotate towards the ceiling, following it with your eyes. So that's where we get that back moving. You'll return back to that starting position and do the other side. And so a rep range of that, if you do 6 each side, 12 total, nice, slow, controlled, it could have great benefit for you. The control is really important, especially as it being sort of a warm-up mobility drill. We would want you to be able to move through that in a controlled fashion, and you'll just get the most out of it. To go quickly likely wouldn't hurt you, but just wouldn't be the best. And if it's done properly, you'll feel things stretching, and probably won't want to go super fast through that anyway.
Okay, fine. What's another exercise that you would want to do before you jump on the wall?
An exercise that we would do a lot is an overhead rotation using a band or some sort of pole or dowel, or even you could use a climbing rope for that.
Okay, sweet. This is the one that we just, before we turned on the camera, we were doing it, and man, my shoulders, I can't do it very well, which you'll see in a minute, but my shoulders feel like so much better right now. They don't hurt, like it was like a relief, like, oh yes, well, my body needs this.
Yeah, it's meant to be a stretch. So often when we're going overhead a lot, or even if it's doing things with a lot of where we're reaching forward, really lots of life pulls us forward, whether you're driving or on your phone. But to stretch out that upper chest and get the shoulders moving through a large range of motion should make you feel better. Might be a little uncomfortable while moving through that, but after, yeah, it should feel a benefit.
Okay, so what's the next exercise you want to show us?
I think moving to sort of like some strength exercise for climbing that would be beneficial would be with some dumbbells to do some rowing. So a row is a horizontal pull. So when you think about your pulling, you would be pulling vertical if you're doing a pull-up. A row is pulling horizontally. But we think the strength and endurance of climbing, having to keep yourself pulled into the wall, holding on to things, translates very similarly to pulling dumbbells back as well.
Okay.
And there are a few different variations that we can do with that dumbbell row.
Now, a lot of people think about climbing as this pulling action here, but if you're following proper climbing techniques, you're pushing with your legs a lot. And so the importance to be able to pull your body into the wall to put that weight back on your feet is super important. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do that row?
The most basic we would call like a 3-point row. So if you've got 3 points, you're 2 feet in one hand, leaning on a box or a chair or a bench of some sort, and you'll hold a dumbbell hanging with that arm straight out, and you're going to pull your shoulder blade back and elbow into your ribs at your side and control that back out, bracing with that other hand on the box. A more advanced version of that could be to grab 2 dumbbells and bend over, keeping your back flat, so pushing your hips back towards the wall and pulling both up at the same time. That just requires a lot more stability through your spine, so we're not rounding your back in.
Okay.
But both.
So when I think about that, I think about back injuries, and I know that like when you're leaning over, pulling weight up, that can lead to back injuries, right?
Could, if done improperly, for sure.
So what's the most important thing to focus on when you're doing that to make sure you're doing it properly?
Yeah, I think first would be to start in that braced 3-point position, just because that's always going to be safest and will allow you to feel that bent over position properly. And then to move into, if you're not bracing, to keep your core engaged. And so we're making sure that your back is flat. We're not going to be rounded forward. If that means that your upper body is not totally parallel to the floor, that is okay. But I think to keep the abs tight, even to keep a good stable base with your legs is super important. The more advanced version would be for both to go at the same time. To make that even tougher would be to pull both in, hold one back, let one arm out, and alternate sides while you hold back. So that mimics holding into the wall.
But that would be after you get that technique down with your back.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, again, I would start with that 3-point position for sure.
Okay. Is this something that people could do at home just with soup cans?
Possibly.
Grab the biggest soup can you can hold in your hand, then you're going to be getting finger strength too, and that rowing action.
Yeah, I think that could be great, especially if we are conscious of pulling shoulder blades together. That pulling motion is what's super important. Often we see elbows drive back and shoulders go forward. We would want shoulders to pull back and elbows to pull in. Or even like 2 milk jugs could be great.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
At home application.
Sweet. So yesterday we talked about an exercise you call the Renegade Row. I see Daniel Woods doing this on some of his training videos. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. The Renegade Row is an exercise where you start in a push-up position with 2 dumbbells under your hands, and the basic version of that would be to pull one like the rowing that we've been talking about, shoulder blade back, elbow into your side, and setting that weight back down and alternating sides. The challenge with that is the stability that's required. So you're in that push-up position, to pick one hand up makes you unstable. And so your core is going to have to work to keep your hips from swinging. It can, I think, be super beneficial when we combine this core stability required for climbing, also with this upper body pulling strength required for climbing. And to even add to that would be to do one row, do a push-up, and then do the other side. And you just get everything in your upper body firing, everything through your core firing to stay stable.
What's one more exercise that you would do for strength, or maybe just antagonistic strength?
I think as far as the antagonistic training goes, especially for our forearms and elbows, a reverse wrist curl. Take arms straight. This will just be best for your elbow and the way those muscles connect in this elbow. We're gonna hold a pretty light dumbbell. I want you to pull your wrist back. I'm feeling the muscles on top of that arm and controlling back down here. So here's a couple reps.
So shoulder all the way down through your arm is straight, and that helped my elbow feel a lot better. So if you guys are having any issues in your elbow as well, this could be really good.
Yeah.
This is like eating chocolate. It just feels good. Seriously.
It does, yeah.
Hey, this has been awesome. Right before we go, I had a viewer ask me, what is the best exercise you can do with dumbbells for rock climbing?
I think rowing, horizontal pulling with some dumbbells can be of great benefit when it comes to climbing, and I think is encouraging to push towards proper technique of staying here instead of just trying to do pull-ups up the wall the whole time.
All right, That's awesome. Charlie, thanks for sitting down with us today. This has been awesome. If you guys have liked this video, please share it with your friends. Also hit the like button and comment down below if you want to see any more of this. There are so much things that we can cover with Charlie. And just a little bit that I have been able to do these exercises with him, my body feels so much better. So I definitely want to go down and visit you at Prime Fitness. If you guys want to, go check out that website at...
It is primefitnessclarksville.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when these videos are coming out. And we'll see you next time right here on Climber Dad.